Hi, so this is a quick verification video I'm submitting for our internal application. So on the screen now it's showing the default page for all of our users. It's basically to connect our employees with our customer schedule and their own internal schedule. As of now, we have a few additional modules which we won't cover in this video because it's falling outside of the Google Cloud Platform APIs scopes, sorry. So the manage my schedule in here is the main feature that they'll be using. So it's currently showing an empty calendar because I'm not a user, but that's basically what they would be seeing as a user. So they don't need to access any Google Calendar. We don't want to share any of those with them and so on because the calendar contains a lot of sensitive information. So we don't want to share with our end users, but that's basically the view that they will get whenever they connect. And why do we use sensitive scopes to sync with Google Calendar is directly only for administrators. So end users, again, won't be syncing their own calendars. So as an administrator of the company, I will get into our dashboard in here in WordPress. So it's, again, restricted to admins only. And this is where I would set up the Google integration. So we have locations where we provide services and we want to sync locations with Google Calendar so that we have a global view of what's happening where. To do so, we manage locations in here. Then we have a full list of all locations. On each of them, we can just create Google Calendar information and store it securely in database. So the application can sync our internal events with Google Calendars. So the way it works is basically we just create a location which is done through this form. We have to input the Google Client ID, secret, and refresh token. Refresh token will be generated through the OAuth flow, of course. And then whenever it's ready, we can just save it, and it will just show connected in here and the calendar ID. Again, the information is for admins only. And we have a few admins, currently 2, which can sync the calendars. All the calendars we use are synced, are shared, sorry, with all of our admins. So any of them should be able to link one of our calendars. How it works, for instance, let's take this one as an example. We would click edit. It's already pre-filled with all the information we need. If it wasn't, we would say connect to Google in here. So let me show you how it works. Connect to Google, then we would pick up the account. So I'm using my professional sub account in here. As of now, it's not verified, so I'm just pursuing this. Then I will just accept the scope, and then we get a list of calendars. I would choose which calendar to sync. So this one is for YEG, so I would choose this one, for instance. Then the calendar ID would be stored, saved, and our page would be stored. And then in the backend, we would create events, and then they would sync into Google Calendar. And to do so, we would go into Manage Shifts. You can see a list of shifts in here. Green are assigned, yellow are unassigned, and red are not published. And whenever they are not assigned, we would pick someone from the list available. And as soon as we pick someone, they would turn green, and in the backend, they would sync in Google Agenda. And that's the way we want it to work. So that's covering how we use the Google Calendar API integration. And we need to access the list of calendars to choose an agenda to sync. And then we need to access the events just because those events are not published, but they will be synced again. So they would reflect in the agenda. I can show you an example of how it ends up on our end. Let's say I want to show the other one I've seen here. So this one, and we have a set of events which are not synced. But if I'm taking another agenda which currently is synced in developer mode, we can see that all those events in orange here have been synced from our application. It's fetching a few database information, pushing it into the event, and the event is therefore synced from our application through the API authentication. So that's a bit about the application and how we use the scopes and integration.